Racing League Season 18 Tier 1 Championship. Welcome back. We go back to the continent of the Americas here. What is about to be a very interesting Grand Prix. Now, we've had a few kind of boring races. You know, we've had the Netherlands, we've had the Azerbaijan, we've had the China, which is coming up next week as well. But we haven't really had a track where a lot of drivers are actually looking forward to this race. You join us for the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm back in the commentary box, STB Maldi. Yes, I'm back. You might be bored of hearing my voice, but I am just amazing. I'm an amazing person. And I'm joined by another amazing person, Bram Nilsson, here in Canada.
Thank you.
I got the pronunciation sorted here in Canada. So, Bram, welcome to Canada. As you can probably tell, this is one of my favourite tracks to commentate on. It is amazing. It is battles left, right, centre. How are your feelings ahead of tonight's Canadian Grand Prix?
Yeah, I certainly love the track, and I think it can provide very good racing. I'm really looking forward to being in the combos with you tonight, and I'm looking forward to a good race.
Yes, so obviously we've got a few new drivers in the league this week, Bram, due to the reset of some of the driver lineups. So we've got TRT Danny in the Ferrari here this evening. He is hoping for a good race. I think he raced in Azerbaijan, but yeah, we're gonna just introduce him here in Canada. We've got Cresty.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't raced. Okay, it's his first race. Okay.
No.
Cresty Football then is McLaren. Here he is. Yeah, not much really. It would be more maybe the back or the midfield. He'll definitely be able to challenge maybe for some points, but we're not expecting too much from the McLaren. Smurfing's back with us this evening, Bram. We've got Formula Ecos with us this evening, all the way from Hungary. So we've got some Hungarian drivers back in the league this evening. That's good to see. AMS Az is back in the league. He's going to be on it here in Canada. So we should be hoping for some good racing from him. And TRL Kaim, when I say that, but I believe he's STB's first ever full-time Polish driver. So he will be heading up the racing for Poland. Right then, so we've got some lap times on the board at the moment. We've got Jamham as the bollard has been taken out already. JRT Matty's in P2 at the moment. But yeah, Bram, what can we expect from qualifying? Definitely close to Canada, but what times do you think we could be looking at for pole position tonight?
I think we're looking at mid-7 for pole position. It's a wheel track, so I expect the pad users to struggle a bit and the wheel runners to come forward. As we can see, Jamam, Matty and Mercury, of whom I'm certain they're on the wheel, are looking good so far. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I've seen some instances about some blocking in the qualifying. That's going to be an issue. 20 drivers here this evening, and it's got a very short circuit, so traffic is going to be an issue around tonight.
Yeah, the track is so short and there are so many drivers eager to get those laps in, especially in the early part and in the end of the qualifying. It will be difficult to get out of the way. It's also a street circuit, even though it's not as tight as most cities.
Yeah, I don't really class it as a street circuit. I class it as kind of more.
Nah, I don't class it as a street circuit.
I don't really either. Yeah, this isn't street circuit to me. This is more. This is more of like a narrower circuit. This isn't straight on an island, so I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, it's narrow, and that's what I was trying to say. It's hard to get out of the way in most of the corners. Of course, if you're in the middle of a chicane, it's especially hard to get out of the way. And this track is literally all chicanes and a hairpin. So that will be one to look out for in qualifying. Now, Hamjam on a lap, setting a purple first sector here. Let's see what time he can put in the second sector.
Let's have a look. Purple sector 2 run.
Nice.
I can't wait for this race. 20 drivers around Canada.
It's getting a little, not really a benefit, but getting a little bit of air disturbance from Kevin there to Get a bit of a slipstream effect. Ooh, and it goes a bit wide into the final chicane. That will hinder his lap time a bit. Let's see what he can put in. 108.1. Decent lap time from the AlphaTauri driver.
I'm just gonna quickly check if the stream is all up and running and going now. Sorry for the noise, everyone. That's just my phone going off, just to check the stream. Welcome to those of you watching here this evening. You join us for Canada if you're just joining us. Danny then is going to start his lap. He's putting a 108.1. He's on it here in Canada. What else are we seeing?
Yeah, we're seeing Formula Cos putting in his first lap as a STB driver, giving his teammate a little bit of a benefit. I think he's backed out of his lap. Maybe an invalidation for him. Danny now also backing off out of his lap. So Red Bull team once again not really successful this season.
Yeah, Danny's on an out lap.
Bruno Will still remaining in the pits, and we see Salt and the Smurfen also remaining in the pits since the start of the qualifying session. Interesting strategy decision from them. I think they might want to go on mediums, I'm not sure. I think softs is quite a good tire to start on, as the strategy is a two-stop here at Canada, going from those softs onto a set of mediums and then to another set of mediums. I'm not sure about what they are trying to do here. Anyways, Matt rounding the final chicane at the end of his lap.
He's up, but not by too
nicely.
much.
He breaks his front wing and he's invalidated. Ooh, unfortunate. And that's something we'll see a lot of here in Canada. A lot of invalidations and penalties coming your way during the race.
Definitely coming my way tomorrow, but we'll move on to that. Norris
Mercury
then,
now.
back in tier 1 tonight. I mean, he's looking, I think he's just looking to get a bit of preparation ready for tomorrow. Obviously, Canada's not really expected. He's looking at. He said something about Mercury. Let's see what he's going to do. Got a bit of tip gym off their racing point.
Yes, then Mercury also looking quick in practice, especially in the race pace, as he has been looking quick in all season. Rounds the final chicane nicely. See what he can put, where he can put his car. Provisional P2.
P2 there, 107.8. Mercury is on it in the last few races. Baku he had decent pace. Netherlands he had decent pace. He's had this pace at every race this season. And I'm sure he's really looking forward, Brian, to next week's rescheduled Chinese Grand Prix, because that's going to be a whole madness. I'm here for it.
I'm definitely here for it as well, and I'm looking forward to all the next races of the calendar. We're getting into that exciting European part. Of course, China slotting in the middle of Canada and France because of the first race.
I mean, that's quite a nice sort of change. Winnable is now on circuit, so the alarm has to be on, ring in.
Yes!
Down the pit lane.
I'm still on board with Norris here. Let's see what he can put in through the second sector. Ooh, the time is not looking very nice, but it could still put him around P10.
Who's that, sorry?
LSR Norris, the reserve driver.
Okay.
He goes through the chicane called the Wall of Champions, of course for a very obvious reason, taking it very cautiously. And that is a corner we're gonna have to look out for in the race. I don't think we'll see the most overtaking there. But we will see some broken front wings, I can secure you that.
Danny then on his debut, Bram. TRT Danny, he's beaten the other driver called Danny in the league. He's P6 at the moment. That is a good start to his STB career. Matty's back out on circuit, so he'll be able for another crack at the whip here in Canada.
Now then, Bruno will through the final chicane. Let's hop on board for a lap of Canada with the championship leader.
Here we go.
Turn 1 down to 4th, taking the curb nicely, keeping it in 3rd for turn 2. Bruno will, of course, liking those high gears through the lap, through the chicane, first chicane of many.
That weren't
keeping
really
it in 6th. Wasn't optimal. Now chicane number 2,
still
keeping
purple.
the inside curb, keeping it pinned through turn 7 onto the first of the 3 DRS straights on the lap. Breaking as close to the wall as possible, keeping it in 6th through the 3rd chicane. Bruno Will really using those high gears here. Now then, the hairpin going for a late apex to get some nice traction onto the main straight of the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve.
This lap is going to be crazy.
It's going to be a good lap time from Bruno Will so far. It hasn't looked too amazing through the chicanes, but we know. Oh, and he backs straight into the pits. Interesting.
Okay, he's going for a different strategy then. Here,
Matt's also on the lap here,
hustling
his car through the first chicane.
Was it purple sector 1?
A bit slower than Bruno Will through the second chicane, but getting some good exit speed onto the first DRS straight. Rounding the most painful, it's not the most painful, the second most painful chicane of the circuit.
Purple sector 2.
The most painful being the Wall of Champions. Yeah, it's looking like a good lap time for Matt. Now then, onto the DRS straight.
Have a bit of a toe off. A bit of a toe off Ferrari in front, but just a little one, not too much.
Nice final chicane. Oh, and he invalidates again, slamming the wall just a little too hard there.
Fair enough, I mean, you push too hard, then you don't get the reward.
Now purple in the first sector. Not using all of the track on the exit of turn 7, but that isn't too crucial at this track.
Pardon me.
Really aggressive through the third chicane here. See what he can put up in the second sector. Purple second sector now.
Sorry, Danny.
No, Jamham.
Danny was just purple in sector 2.
Ooh. Which one?
Sorry, TRT,
Bit
Danny.
confusing. Now then, Jamham through the final chicane, going a bit wide. Keeps the throttle pinned though. See what he can put up. He doesn't improve. TRT Danny then up to the line. It's P3.
TRT Danny really showing his credentials here this evening. Right, let's see who needs. Okay, so Bruno Will's out on circuit. Stoltz staying in pit lane. That's cocky, that is, from Bruno Will. Get on mediums.
Yeah. Yeah, he's rating himself so far, and it's getting a bit darker here at Canada. I don't think there will be rain as we just have 3 minutes remaining. But there's always a threat of rain at the
sorry, Bram, Mercury's on lap.
Let's hop on. Oh, and he's invalidated it.
Yeah.
Let's go on board with Bruno Will then. Looks up in turn 1 and turn 2. Not looking too tidy so far, but you know it will be a good time anyways. Through the first chicane. Cleanly. Running the first sector. Decent sector time. It won't be good enough for P1 or any of the top 5 positions, I reckon. Except if he does a mental second sector here.
Always
looking up a bit.
He was hesitant. He was hesitant into the Bram. He was hesitant then in the entry to there. Yeah.
But he might get a slipstream of the McLaren. He's just a bit too far behind actually. And that is something you don't want to do as a competitor. Give Bruno Will slipstream in qualifying.
I mean,
I think we have got a little bit of a glitch going on with the second sector split, as everyone is looking like they've got a purple second sector. Running up to the line. It's 108.1 P7 for Bruno
Will. Bram. This is going to be interesting for the race.
Definitely.
Yeah, Bruno Will. Someone said Bruno Will doesn't actually have very good pace around this circuit Gilles Villeneuve, so it'll be interesting to see if that is actually the case.
Yeah, as I said, it's a difficult track for the pad users. with all those chicanes, you need that change of direction. We know it's a little bit delayed on the pad. That gives the wheel runners an advantage here. Vitinho now looking decent through sector 1 and 2. Blocking up a bit in the hairpin though. Let's see what he can do. He has been disappointing ever since the season opener. Right, Maldi?
Who's that, sorry?
Vitinho. The finals.
Yeah.
Speed 9 for Vitinho. Ooh.
Okay. These drivers are very out of position. This is a bit like this weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix in real life. I mean, we had Vettel down at the back, we had Gasly P5,
Yes.
you know, so yeah, this is quite...
Kevin's on a lap now.
Paul Barbour's on a lap, you've got Salt coming on a lap now, Bram. Murphy's coming on a lap.
It's really kicking off.
Everyone is on a lap here in Canada, but LRS Mercury, Bram, is in P2. Can we just need to beat that as viewers.
Yeah, second P2 of the season for Mercury so far. See what Kevin can do. Really aggressive through the third chicane here. Up to the hairpin. Second sector split is looking nice. I'm not sure if it will be enough for Paul though. Jamam's also on a lap. Now then, Kevin looking to jump into at least the podium positions here. The fight for Paul is very tight, with only a 10 splitting the top 4 drivers. Getting a bit of oversteer through the final corner. Running up to the line, what can he do? P5. Just not good enough.
Decent, no, still. Decent.
Yes. Ooh, Jamam with a really good second sector split. 2/10 up on his time. Was a bit wide into the hairpin. Gets a good exit though.
Right then, it's Salt and Smurfing meant to settle out.
Bruno will give him Jamam a bit of a slipstream still. Up to the line.
12,
What can he do? It's a 107.6. Very strong time from the Ferrari driver TRT Danny now. Also up to the line. P1 for Danny on his debut. 107.6.
Actually, these times are actually very slow compared to what we was expecting.
Yeah, it's because Bruno Wills is on mediums.
No, no disrespect to anyone, but obviously these drivers are in tier 1 for a reason. But I mean, yeah, you just expect better sort of timings, really.
Yeah, that's true. It will be interesting to see what weather we will starting the race in. Right then, Maldi, can you take us through the grid order for the race?
Finally, we have a Finn on pole position. It's a Ferrari 1-2. That's interesting. First is TRT Danny. He takes his first pole on his debut. Second is Jam Ham. Third, LS Mercury. Fourth, Ham Jam. Fifth will be Kevin. Sixth will be Matty. Seventh, Bruno Will. Eighth, DJ Danny. Ninth, Vitinho. 10th is Formula A Cost. 11th is K12 Salt. 13th, Ferrobird. 14th, Alpha Dan. 15th, Norris. 16th, Cressy Football. 17th, TRL Kane. 18th, AMS Ads. 19th is Ball Boy. And 20th is Smurfing. So, Bram, LRS Mercury. Let me just speak, because he was, he's come into this season with not a lot of motivation, really. He weren't really looking forward to the racing. But he's put himself P3 on the grid, and he's been very consistent in terms of race pace, just the way that his season's gone. So, what can we expect from him tonight?
Yeah, he's had good race pace all season, and I expect him to keep that up. I think he'll be looking good for a podium.
Well, we will see. But yes, let's look at the strategies then outside the top 10, because obviously strategy is very important around this circuit. It's naturally a two-stopper, I think. I don't know if that's correct. It's naturally a two-stopper.
Yes, that is correct.
Soft, medium.
Okay.
So, but
Okay, on the reverse strategy pole
You
position.
could maybe, Bram, go medium pass. That could
You
be.
could. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's a second or two slower, but of course, if there's a well-timed safety car, it could definitely work out.
Yeah, so Salt is opting for a set of hards, Bram, and the rest
Yes.
are split between softs and mediums. Bruno Will, the only guy
Yeah.
inside the top 10 to start mediums. P7 for him, he's out of position.
Yeah. As we said, it's a two-stop here. Now Fairward also electing to choose the hards. Yeah, two-stop race here at Canada. I'm not too sure if starting on hards is the right decision. Yeah, tire management isn't really a key factor as the two-stop is very easy. One stop might be a bit harder though.
We will see, Bram, because these drivers are on it this evening. They want, you know, some good points. They want, you know, some good things. And we've got 2 disqualifications in the formation lap. So that's a great start there for the 2 new drivers in the league. Came and Crazy Football. That's a good start for them. We're starting on very cold tires, but TRT Danny Bram is on pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix. Ferrari 1-2. Is this the rise of Ferrari in STB 2018? Could they challenge Mercedes?
That's a good question, Madi. I think certainly they can at this race. Mercedes have only had one guy consistently up there, as we see Jerty Salt also hitting another driver once again this season. Being disqualified from the formation lap.
I hope he doesn't watch the stream after this and know what you just said.
No, but we're keeping it real here. I think Jerty Salt can do well. It's just he has to sort his racecraft out sometimes. And a bit of aggressiveness, there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes you can get a little too over aggressive. But as we were talking about it, Ferrari challenging Mercedes in the STB Season 18 Tier 1 Championship. I think they're looking good today. 1-2 on the grid. I think they will be able to convert it into certainly a double points finish in the race, if nothing crazy happens.
Sorry, Brian, I was just watching the stream and your voice sounds very different compared to how I'm hearing it. But anyway, the drivers are lined up on the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. Bram, who's going to win?
I'm saying, Jamham. Last week's race.
I'm not going to say any word because the 5 lights are up on the gantry, and round number 6, I believe it is lights down where we go. Round 5, I think, to the Tier 1, and that is a great start there. A bit of lag start going on, so there's a bit of glitching going on already down. But Mercury's up the inside of the Ferrari. Looks like there's a bit of ghosting going on here. Bram, what are you seeing? Because it's very glitchy, the lobby at the moment.
Yeah, there's a bit of a ghosting fest going on. 4 wide into the first chicane. Danny maintaining his lead so far. And the timing screens are all over the place here. We're seeing no crashes so far. Plenty of side-by-side action.
It's sorted itself out now. I think it's sorted itself out. This move. Ghost.
Mercury really on the back of Jamham.
Right, let's get back into it then. So
Bruno will, and we see a Renault off into the wall. It's Vitinho losing his front wing there. And the McLaren has hit him. No, he's been ghosting through.
Why is there so much ghosting? I hate the start of the race, Bram. I hate the start of the race. You can't see anything. They need to sort it out for F1 2021.
Yeah, I agree. The timing glitches are making it very hard for us to commentate here.
Right, the Alfa Romeo's in the pit lane. That's Alfa Dan and Vitinho, both him.
As we see a McLaren right on the back of the RT Salt, it's LSR Norris. And we see a lot of drivers in the pits. Dambos, Vitinho, Farabird, the Smurfen, MS Ads also making his debut, and Farabird has decided to give up already. He doesn't see any good result coming from this race.
Sorry, Mercury's on it. He's now got to keep within that DRS of Jamham, because he's lost the DRS to TRT Danny at the moment. You know, it's edging on you know, the 9/10 seconds. So if Mercury can stay within this DRS, it's all to play for LRS Mercury here in Canada.
Yeah, DRS is very crucial at this track here. The track is only 1 minute and 7 seconds long in qualifying, but there are 3 DRS zones, which means you have DRS for basically half the lap. So it will be a big benefit in the race.
Norris then is on the back of Sol, Bram, sorry, Norris on the back of Sol. He's going to try and size up the move here.
Hard to overtake into the final chicane, but into turn 1 a move is definitely possible. Okay, also side by side with Formula Cos here.
Formula Cos can try to go back at him.
Keeping it.
No,
Eke's got the move done.
Eke's got the traction there. Well, I mean, very good move, really, I think.
Yeah. Around the outside of turn 1, very good move from Eke. Looking strong in P9 on those mediums. Only 3 positions behind Bruno Will, who's made up 1 position from the start. Matty losing out a bit there.
Well then, Bram, so Mercury needs to get a hurry on now. Jam Ham is catching up to TRT Danny. If the 2 Ferraris start battling, this is going to help Mercury ham jam Kevin. So this, Bram, could be an incredible battle here in Canada.
Yeah, definitely, Maldi.
I'm here for this.
And they're all ducking to the inside of the straight, trying to get that slipstream advantage here. And we see no side-by-side action just yet, but we see LSR Norris up the back of JRT Salt once again. Oh, and he has gone into
and
the wall,
Salt's
and
in the
he's
section.
probably lost.
Sorry, Bram. Salt's in the section of Formula 8 cars. Did Norris have a collision with the Renault, or was it
With the wall,
oh, the wall.
He's
Okay.
got lucky there. I think he's escaped wing damage. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It seemed like quite a big hit though. We'll also see in the coming laps if he drops out of the RS or if he won't, as Hamjam in the AlphaTauri. He's really struggling with oversteer during the race, having some big moments so far.
I'm here for this. I'm actually here for this Canadian Grand Prix. Like, I'm actually here for it. We've got TRT Danny on his debut, leading the Canadian Grand Prix round. We've got Jam Ham following close to behind in second, and we've got Mercury in P3. I'm here for this.
Yeah, it's looking to be a very spicy race indeed. Norris once again right off the back of JRT Salt. Those hearts not looking quick at the start of the race. He'll be looking to make a move, deciding not to use the overtake, as it's very hard to make a move.
Yeah, you also, sorry, Bram,
with
you
an
also
aggressive driver.
You also use a lot of ERS around the circuit as well, so you've got to really try.
Matt is going side by side with Kevin. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, side by side. Oh, Mike, been off the circuit there from Kevin. Bruno Will's been able to get a bit cleaner, and Matt is through. Easy, because
they're still side by side into the second chicane.
Yeah, Matt inside.
That's a beautiful move.
I'm here for this.
Kevin seems to be struggling, losing time on Bruno Will.
Oh, I mean, anyone would lose time on Bruno Will.
Generally, yeah, but he just generally hasn't had the race pace this season. He's been looking strong in quali, but in the race, is something where he needs to improve a bit. JRT Salt now on the back of Formula Cos, going side by side into the hairpin.
Yeah, he's done it. Late on the break.
Very late.
Try to come back at him. He's got a curve. I'm here for this.
And he gets a move done.
I've said that so many times, but I'm actually here for this Grand Prix.
And Norris gets the move done on Formula Cos as well.
Bram, you know who has actually got incredible pace? LRS Mercury. He's doing so well at the moment. I'm here for it.
He's really keeping the good pace up from qualifying up in the race. As Kevin has got back past Matty. Apologies for missing that overtake.
Yeah, Danny.
But now they are.
Danny, sorry, is now the next person to try and overtake Matt.
Yes, Maldi. Norris is really showing some good pace in the race so far. He's on those mediums, doing his job. He's very fortunate to still have a front wing as we have the Smurfen crashing in sector 1.
Yeah.
Salt goes a bit wide. Norris might be able to make a move on the straight. He enables the overtake mode. Ducks into the slipstream. There's no move being made just yet. As we see our first pitter in Hamjam now, end of lap 6. The
That's going to be
undercut
crucial.
is a very big advantage at this track. I think this is a very smart move from Hamjam. As we have
I
seen in
reckon
practice,
Mercury should pit. I reckon Mercury needs to pit and get the undercut on these two Ferraris. Because he's going to undercut one of the two Ferraris, Bram, because they can't double stack.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, I think 2 of the top 3 will pit. One of the 2 Ferraris and Mercury, as lap 7 is ideal pit lap.
Yeah.
But the undercut is very crucial around Kanda and it can gain you a lot of time here. And as the mediums last long, it won't really hamper your tires at the end of the stint. I reckon it's a good move from Hamjam here, and if I'm honest, I think he will take the lead.
Well, we will see DRS then for the
Okay,
Ferrari.
sends it down the inside of DJ Danny here into the hairpin. They're going side by side. Okay, it's passed before the DRS zone.
Right,
Okay,
Jaman's in and Mercury's in. Mercury's in the pit lane. This could be crucial for Mercury's race here if he gets a good stop.
Let's go on board then with Hamjam to have a look where the rest of the field comes out, where Mercury and Jamham come out. TRT Danny deciding to go on for another lap. I'm not sure about that strategy decision, Maldi. What do you think of that strategy?
Sorry?
As Hamjam has got past both his brother and Elros Mercury here. Really inspiring undercut from him. Good decision.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. Danny could have easily pit. Obviously, he was in the command at Ferrari. So yeah, I don't really know really what was going through his head. I mean, he could have easily protected his lead.
Yeah, I think this will cost him. He's probably gonna lose track position to a lot of the drivers inside the top 5.
No, Soul's looking pretty racy, Bram.
With the pit stop. Yes,
Oh,
those hearts
in.
really coming to life. Yeah, Danny has gone into the pits, as probably will Kevin. Yes, Kevin also pitting. Hamjam now on the back of his brother.
Oh, side action! Echo versus Soul! Echo versus Soul, Bram.
They're still side by side and Salt gets a move done here.
Oh, that's a penalty. Oh no, it's a penalty and Dan has crashed. Dan's out of the Canadian Grand Prix. Look, we're a lot of retirements here. Still one race this evening, Bram.
Yeah, we have a full lobby, so luckily we will have a lot of drivers making up for those retirements. As we see now Eke looking to get back past TRT Salt here. TRT Danny has gone on to soft tires here. Maddie, he's gone on softs. Interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting decision here from TRT Danny.
But he needs to hurry up a bit then.
Yeah, definitely.
He can't go on another set. He can't go on mediums, can he? He has to go on a set of hards, won't he?
No, I think he'll be able to go on mediums if he goes 8 laps on this set of softs as well. But I'm not too sure if that's a good strategy call, because he's lost track position and he'll lose track position once again when he pits for mediums, and he'll be slower when he goes on to mediums because he'll have to go longer on those tires.
Yeah.
Not sure about this strategy decision here. You see Cressy Football here in P6 on his debut. A good position from him. Better than expected, Madi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and TRL came as had a
Oh,
problem.
here we go.
He's losing positions.
Oh, it's all kicking off
On
now.
those 9-lap old softs, he might have a puncture here. As we see, TRT Danny has gone into the back of of LRS Mercury, and he's broken his front
He's
wing.
gone over, yeah, he's gone over Polargo, so that's good for the Finnish driver.
He's broken his front wing.
Has he?
Very unfortunate.
Oh yeah, he's broken his front wing. Well, there you go. That's why you don't be so aggressive when you're trying to overtake someone, you know. Got to just stay in there.
And Kevin has lost a whole heap of positions here by going long on those soft. He is down in P14. What's going on with Kevin here?
Well, I think Danny then has now been pushed onto a free stop.
Yeah, or a set of hards. I don't know what he'll go for.
He's on a free stop, he's gone for a set of
this
mediums.
race, it's pretty screwed.
Right, this is interesting, Bram. Formula A cars has gone 11 laps on sauce.
Wow. That is a long stint on those soft tires. I don't know what he's trying to do with it. The only reason to go 10 or 11 laps on those softs is wanting to do the one stop, but I don't think that's a good strategy around here.
No, he's going to lose too much time with the... Yeah.
Yeah, and as we saw with Formula Ecos now going into the pits, and Cressy Football has definitely lost his front wing there. He's hit the wall in the wall of champions.
Yeah, quite a bit of damage.
And he's gone side by side with Bourbon Boy here. Bourbon Boy keeping it around the outside. And I think he should just...
Oh, it's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off.
Yeah, and it's so hard to keep it clean around this circuit. There's so many chicanes. When making an overtaking maneuver, there just is bound to be contact, as we see Hamjam and Jamham now getting past Cressy Football here. Yeah, because of the nature of the circuit, it's just hard to make a clean move, and both drivers really have to respect one another to make those clean moves.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Bram? I'm really here for this race. I think we're in for an incredible race on our hands here in Canada. We got Ham and Mercury. Now that Danny's out of the equation,
yeah,
we know Will potentially could get into this, but I don't really think hasn't actually got like incredible pace. Like, you know,
no, definitely.
He isn't extending the gap as we'd expect.
As we see Hamjam and Jamham going side by side with Bourbon Boy here. Now Mercury also looking to make a move. Still side by side into the first chicane, and Bourbon Boy lets him go. Good decision from him.
Has Bourbon Boy been on mediums for the whole race?
Yes, he has started on the mediums. As we also see Cressy Football now and Formula Ecos going side by side. The two. Oh, and Cressy Football lets him go, and he breaks on the grass. Not sure what he's trying to achieve doing that. And we see really these top three guys, the podium hunters, really in a league of their own here. They're hunting each other down, and we see Jamham now right on the back of Jamham.
He's going out there.
Crucially has picked up a penalty.
Yeah. I think he picked up 2 penalties. I could look at him down at the race director when it comes up with, you know, basically time at one claim. So Mercury needs to watch himself. Yep.
Jamham goes a bit wide. Or Hamjam, still not got used to those names, even though we're already 1/3 of the season in. It's getting a bit darker at Canada, but judging by the strategy as the decision, I don't think it will rain here.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Mercury here. That's not being a penalty, because Mercury's got, you know, the dirty air off both of these drivers. You know, he's got dirty air off Hamjam and off Jamham, so this is... Yeah, this is a bit... Yeah, I'm feeling a bit here for Mercury.
Yeah, but I think with the DRS, with there being so much DRS, I think it's actually a benefit to be behind another driver who's around the same pace as you. Because
Maybe, but
there are 3 DRS zones in a track which take 1 minute and 10 seconds to round in the race.
yeah, I'm just thinking,
So yeah.
Bram. Yeah, I'm just thinking. Like you've got corners, you know, and you want to try and get past these because Mercury is keeping up with them, so we should really, you know, realistically go for some sort of overtake. Definitely got the pace.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be waiting a little bit longer before making a move. As they still have to get past some traffic here in LSR Norris GRT Salt. And I wouldn't call Bruno Will traffic, of course.
Well, he's losing time to start at the moment. So those mediums could potentially be going off, but I think Bruno is on one stop.
And it's now actually getting quite dark here. Or is it just me? It's getting quite a bit darker.
Yeah, it's getting, yeah. Bruno was in the pits.
Bruno Will into the pits. Let's have a look what tires he chooses to go onto. He goes onto softs.
Okay.
Soft tires for Bruno Will and Hamjam and LSR Norris going side by side.
Oh, it's all kicking off now.
Hamjam clearing the traffic here. Norris snatching a left front brake. Jamam now also out tractioning Norris as we don't get blessed by the camera angles here.
Yeah, you got all the trees in the way.
Oh, and there's
Nice,
a
he's in
big
the wall.
oversteer moment.
Yeah, nice, he's in the wall, he's popped it, he's in the wall. There you go.
And wait, has Hamjam got damage, Nadi?
Hamjam, let's have a look.
Left side of the front wing.
No, I don't think so.
No, he's looking alright to the corners. No, he's not picked up damage.
No, I know what you mean though, because the camera angles are very bad. Like, it looks like they've had damage, but no.
Oh, and Bruno Will now on the back of JRT Matty, who's lost his front wing. JRT Matty now without, not totally
that
without
rotation.
The They're going side by side.
See the rotation from Bruno Will on the curb.
Yeah, the curb can really give that extra rotation.
We'll have to try that in qualifying.
Bruno Will also going for a move on Bourbon Boy here, and Bourbon Boy not daring to go side by side into the chicane of champions as Bruno Will picks up a penalty here.
His first penalty of the season.
And it's really cooking off here. Alpha going side by side with Bourbon Boy, and not making the move.
Well, Bourbon nearly hits. Sorry, Danny nearly hits the back of Kevin there, coming out of turn 2.
Ooh, and this is really spicy.
Yeah, it's really kicking off, isn't it?
For Bruno Will.
Kicking off here in Canada.
Yeah, definitely. It's getting ever darker.
Oh, I want to know, Bram, why Bruno Will has gone for softs, to be honest. Just I want to know. Is it going to rain?
I think it's going for medium soft, 2 stints of soft. It might rain though, judging by how dark it is, as Kevin is getting past Bourbon Boy and DJ Danny also trying to quickly dispose of him, going down the inside at the hairpin, making a slight bit of contact. Bourbon Boy going wide and DJ Danny has got the position.
Yikes, I'm here, but... Mercury has literally been behind these two drivers for 18 laps now.
As Mercury picked up a podium here this season, Marty.
I
will now sitting the fastest lap.
Bruno Will is, yeah, looking very quick.
Yeah, the Fuss is not particularly setting the world alight as we have been used from him at those past few races. Canada really not a good track for controller players as Bruno Will sends it down the inside of Norris. Norris not making it too difficult, of course.
Yeah.
That front wing damage.
Norris got very scared then. Very scared as Bruno Will came to approach him. But Mercury then is going to follow the two Hamjam brothers around the chicane. Yeah, it's just a never-ending train, these three.
Okay, now the next one trying to...
Sorry, Bram, I think we've got an overtake on the cards here. Bram, Ham and Hamjam.
I think Hamjam's gone onto the grass or something. His tires look dirty.
And now Mercury, Bram. Mercury's on the back.
And they're going side by side. Into turn 1. Then into turn 2, leaving the space. Mercury not necessarily getting the best of traction zones. And he just can't get the move done yet. Hamjam now almost out of the DRS zone. Mercury goes for it down the inside of turn 6. He goes very wide. But, oh, and Hamjam gets a switch back on. This won't help them in the fight with Bruno Will here. As this is the lead back and Bruno Will's almost on the back of them already.
I said Bruno Will was like going to be 20 seconds behind.
Ooh, and Mercury has hit Hamjam at the hairpin. I don't think it's cost him too much.
Is this not a very? Is this not a very quick? Is this not a very long pit lane? I thought Bruno Will would be like 20
Not
seconds.
sure, but what I am sure of is that Kevin is going side by side with LSR Norris here.
Yeah.
And he's got the move done already.
Appreciate me, really. After going back up in the P4, P6 rather.
And now DJ Danny also disposing of LSR Norris here. Mercury still right on the back of Hamjam here, who's dropped out of Jamam's DRS.
Needs to try and get back into it. And Bruno Wilbram is reeling them in ever more.
AK now also going side by side with Norris into the second chicane of the lap.
Norris is losing places there for us, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he might have picked up a bit of damage, but he's already on really old tires here. His tires are 19 lap old. Bruno Will now catching up to the podium.
He's on
contenders.
19 lap old mediums. Oh my.
Yes, Maddie.
Right now, Chris got the DRS on Hamjam, down into the chicane. A stupid move to the Williams.
Mercury now trying to make a move on Hamjam.
He's got pressure from
low
Bruno
on
Will.
DRS. Mercury
He's to make get the overtake
and Bruno
going.
is on the grass.
That's a line, isn't it? Down into turn 1.
On the grass on the outside of the entry, Maddie.
I thought it was.
Avoid. Yeah, just a tiny bit of grass on the inside apex. That's correct. But he went.
It's starting to rain.
And it's raining.
It is starting to rain here in Canada, Bram.
And that is why JRT Salt and the medium runners are going long. That is definitely spicing up things here. And now we're in for a cracker.
What's that going to do for Bruno Will then?
That's not gonna.
This is about the time that the meeting winners have to start thinking about hitting.
Ooh, and Mercury is not going quickly into the hairpin.
Oh wow.
There wouldn't have been any better moment for Rain to hit. And Bruno Will now going side by side with Mercury. And he gets the move done.
I'm here for it. I am.
Eke now making his next move, getting past DJ Danny as well. Eke making some very good moves this race, and he's up into P7 on his controller, which I find very surprising, as he wasn't really confident going into the race.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, he's now to give good performance. But Bram, JRT Salt.
He's looking good, isn't he?
He's in P1.
It's looking good for him. On those hards, he can definitely make it until the crossover point. As you see, Bruno Will then going for a move on Hamjam into the hairpin. Braking later, he looks up a bit, snatches the front brakes, as it's so easy to do at the hairpin. Hamjam slightly out tractions in. They're going side by side here. Hamjam crucially doesn't have any DRS, and I think that will be Bruno Will soaring into net P2.
Well, Mercury's going to try to come back out the Alpha Tauri now. No, can't find a way
And
past Grant.
it's really starting to pour down here, Madi. Look at the rain.
Is anyone going to go for a late
Look
call
what
for
tires Norris decides to go onto. He goes onto the Inter tires.
Is that an inspired decision for Norris? Yeah, in Canada. Is that going to be the decision?
Oh, and the front runners are really struggling on those tires here. They're struggling for grip. Bruno will using lower gears than we're used to see from him. That's a good indication for us how hard it's raining.
Norris hasn't really got the grip. Yeah, he hasn't really got. Yeah, he ain't got any grip. It's too early for intermediates, I think, Ron.
I think Mercury's looking to get track position before the pit stop phase on Hamjam. And he gets past him on the straights, blasting past into the Wall of Champions chicane. Eke now looking to make his next move here on Kevin on fresher mediums. Yeah, those fresh mediums will help him into this rainy period, as will Bruno Will's fresher softs. Although it's... Oh, and we have a yellow flag.
Virtual safety car
coming out, and that will really benefit JRT Matty here, who can box and go onto the intermediate tires if it's wet enough. But I think it will be.
I don't think it's wet enough at the moment,
but we'll gain him a lot of time in the pit stop phase, so.
Yeah, definitely.
And Norris picks up a penalty under the VSC. That's definitely not what he was hoping for.
What's he going to be compared to Norris? Just behind him.
And we go green once again at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.
As they say in French.
Yes, oui oui.
Alright, Salt then. Is he going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. That going to continue. Bruno Will's in.
Mercury goes on for one more lap, but he goes very wide and there's no grip out there. Hamjam also going for one more lap. Eke and Kevin deciding to box. TRT Danny not boxing. Bourbon Boy not. Yeah, Bourbon Boy does box, as does Formula Costs.
Danny's got a front wing change in the pits.
Kane also boxing, and I think it's time. I think Mercury and Hamjam have left it too late here. The lights are flashing, the rain lights. The DRS is still on though, so it might just turn out to go well for them. We'll have a look. There's not a lot of grip here, but they still are maintaining some kind of apex speed here. And looking up into the hairpin.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
There's no traction. But the DRS is still enabled. Race Stewart not turning that off yet.
Right, Hamjam's in. Mercury's going to be in. And Hamjam's going to be in as well. So this is going to be crucial.
We go on board then with Bruno Will to see where he comes out compared to Hamjam and Aloras Mercury.
Right in the pit, right in the box, well, Hamjam puts himself into zone, off he goes. The start was leading, we're looking at Bruno Will ramp, looking at Bruno Will.
And Bruno Will doesn't come out ahead, but Jamham, sorry, really close to JRT Salt, and I think those three who stayed out a little longer have really nailed the strategy here. It's gained them a heap of time, around 1.5 seconds I'd say.
Who, sorry?
The three who've stayed out, and DRS now gets disabled, and that will make the overtaking a lot harder here at Canada.
Bruno Will's been a P for him.
TRT Danny is still on mediums, and he's Not defending too hard against Bruno Will. No, against Hamjam, sorry.
What is going on?
Hamjam
Why is he on
taking it easy
medium
here.
for?
I'm not too sure, but it's really benefiting Mercury here. They're going side by side into the hairpin.
What are they doing?
Still side by side.
What's he doing? Why is Danny on mediums?
And then he... Ooh, I'm not too sure about that strategy call, Danny.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused, to be
I think
honest.
he's got it a bit wrong here. Ah, it's because Jamham was on into the pits last lap, so he couldn't pit last lap. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Matt is in P11, not having the best of races so far with that wing damage he picked up earlier. Jamham now within a second of leader JRT Salt, who's looking very decent on those intermediate tires. Bruno Will, of course, a rain master, but he's losing. No, he's not losing time, he's maintaining the gap here to the top two guys. And there was Mercury dropping back a bit from Hamjam. Ooh, and Eke picks up a penalty there.
Right then. So Jamham is moving a second ramp, so he now just needs to try and, well, catch up to the back of his top. But it must be very difficult out here. Very difficult in the rain.
Yeah, it's looking like the rain is falling down ever so heavily here. If that's correct English, of course.
Oh yeah, we know what you mean. Interesting to see whether Bruno will come out of all of this, because Bruno Will's got a penalty, so...
I'm not sure if we'll have to go onto wets or if we'll go back onto dries. We've got 7 laps to go only. The Grand Prix has gone by very quickly here. I thought we had about half the race left, Madi.
Well, I mean, it's not been the quickest race, it's not been the longest, so... For me, it's been a bit...
For me, it's gone very quickly.
Nah, it's been a bit normal.
Ah, okay.
Salt them. You can hear the gearboxes if it's not glitching, you can hear all the gear changes. Very different in the wet compared to the dry.
See Cressy Football going into the pits once
I
more.
think that's going to be a retirement for the McLaren. If he continues, then well done to him.
The leaders are just passing the main straight to go
Is
to lap
Jamham
29 here.
Sorry, is Jamham going to win? Any Grand Prix, because he needs at least 3-second gap to Salt, and it's currently 1.3. So, I mean, I don't want to. I'm not saying anything. I'm not cursing anything. But I mean, he's in the prime position at the moment, Bram, for the victory.
I don't think he'll be... Sorry, I don't think Jamham will be able to catch back up to him and make a move. As, yeah, you really have to get a big pace advantage in the wet to make a move, as there's no DRS.
Yeah.
Drivers are really struggling for grip here through all those chicanes, which makes it really hard in these wet conditions. Kevin now looking quite a lot quicker than Mercury, who's in P5 at the moment. Kevin not picking up a penalty just yet, as Bruno Will is closing right up to Jamham here, gaining almost a second in the last few laps.
About 30 there, Bram. Yeah, this race has... This race has gone by pretty quickly.
Yeah. Only 5 laps to go here at Canada. And I think it'll be a bit of a slow burner here. But, well, I say that. There's a bit of a fight going on at the back of the pack for the final points paying position. Dirty Matty now looking to make a move on Bourbon Boy. They're going side by side into turn 1. Matty holding it around the outside. Bourbon Boy leaving the space. I think Bourbon Boy will just out-traction him going into the first chicane.
Defending there from
Dirty
one boy.
Matty not managing to make the move just yet.
Yeah, that was good.
Good racing from both of those guys.
Dennis actually crashed these races. I'm pretty
Surprised.
yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, he's had a good race so far. He's made some good clean moves. He's had some good pace in the dry. I'm not sure how he's lost 14 seconds to Kevin though, because he was right up the back of him in the first few laps. But yeah, it's been a good race from him so far.
Yeah, well,
You now see Bruno getting into the 1 second window of
I think
Jam Man
Bram,
here.
sorry, Matt got damaged. Because I remember he had to pit for another set of mediums.
Oh yeah, that's also how Danny lost some time, because he had a front wing change as well, right?
Yeah, when he went for intermediates, he had a front wing change.
Mercury's really struggling now. Kevin really closing up to him here. I think he'll try to make a move in the last few laps. He doesn't have to, because of the penalty situation. We know how calculative Kevin is. Clean, consistent and calculative. But he is really close though. And he's got a bit of a gap on the inside of the hairpin. He's using the overtake. Mercury has to let him go, and Bruno will pick up another penalty. Very interesting stuff here. And Kevin looks up a bit. Mercury might be able to go for the switchback. He's got some big ERS left, but he doesn't go for it.
Interesting. Brindlebull has got penalties, he said, Bram. That is crucial. That really is crucial. No, so I was picked up another penalty here. Yeah, we're just waiting to see what the gaps are here on lap 32 of the Grand Prix. We've got BRL Bruno Will on the back of Jamham. I think Bram's had to go off to other things. A quick moment, I think he's back now.
Yes, I'm back.
I'll come back. Yeah, no real chances apart from Salt was picked up on a penalty. And we've got Cressy football off the circuit. That's to be letting people through. Yeah, he's had a horrible debut race.
Ooh, and we see Tiro came now really close up the back of Norris here. Matty also close up the back of Bourbon Boy.
These have been battling for ages, Matty and Bourbon Boy.
Yeah. We're going at it, and Matt almost spins at the exit of the Wall of Championship chicane here. Bruno will now right on the back of Jamam as well. These last few laps are turning out to be quite interesting in the wet at Canada.
Yeah, penalties are definitely going to play a part, Bram, in the final result.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jamam with Dirty Salt picking up another penalty here has got the win covered here.
I'm here for it personally,
Bruno
Bram.
will.
Is Jamham the
Yeah,
guy battling Bruno Will for the championship? Because this is crucial.
I think so far he is, yes.
Yeah. Jamham's had a good
Bruno will
performance
now
as well. He's
eager
improved
to make a
before.
move. Yeah, Jamam has really stepped it up those last 2 races. He won at Baku as well. And there's a train forming behind Bourbon Boy here. He's not got the best of pace, but he crucially has got a lot of ERS left. Kevin... Oh, hold up. Right. Matt now going on to the second last lap. Oh, and he once again gets
Damage off the
load of wheel
McLaren.
spin.
Papaya front wing damage. Oh no, I think
Who?
that was down to someone.
Oh yeah, and he's really struggling with
Yes.
understeer here. Picked up some damage on the right front end plate.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we've got Bruno Wheel going side by side with Jamam into the hairpin. Jamam out tractioning him. But they're going at it. On the penultimate lap here at Canada.
Bruno will then go chuck in that slipstream. Going on to the final lap of the
He's
Canadian
not
Grand Prix.
close enough.
My favourite lap of the race. It's the final lap.
And Jamam has picked up a penalty. Does that change the outcome? We'll see in 1 minute and 19
not
seconds
really.
time.
Not really, no.
Okay.
The moment Jam Howard still win the race.
It's good for him. He's low on ERS though. Bruno will probably, knowing him, will try to make a move on the last lap, as we see Matty going for his probably 20th try of getting past Bourbon Boy here.
Lot of overtake from Bourbon Boy.
Yeah, Bourbon Boy, of course, just making the one stop, going long on a set of mediums. Matty now is really close up the back of him, but he's not yet close enough to make a move. He'll have one final shot at it on the final lap, but we're switching to the front fight here. Bruno Wheel now lining up a move, getting that late apex on Jamham, but I think he knows it's done already. The fight is over. We see JRT Salt here running the final chicane. Whoa, Bruno Wheel actually diving to the inside. No, he's not making a move.
Salt then,
JRT
Bram.
Salt
Wins the Canadian Grand Prix, but it won't be the victory because Jamham will take the victory. Second will be Bruno Will. Third is JRT Salt. And let's see now how the position is changed here. Fourth is Hamjam. Fifth is Kevin. Is it going to kick off between Eke, Danny, and Danny? The two Dannys.
I don't think so. They come across the line for one final time. DJ Danny P8, TRT Danny P9. Matty not yet making a move and not being able to make a move. Oh, and he gets a switchback on the last lap. As I say that, they're going side by side.
Side
to the
by
line.
side! Photo finish!
Oh, and
Bourbon
Bourbon Boy just
there.
gets the position.
Bourbon Boy gets the point there, Bram, on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Norris has retired out the race. There you go, Bram. That is your Canadian Grand Prix.
Yeah, very interesting race, Matty. I would say this is the best race we've had so far this season. Very good racing action from all the drivers, mostly keeping it clean as well. And Jamam winning this race, going back to back on the race wins here.
It wasn't,
And another
wasn't
good
that
prediction from me.
I mean, I don't... What, did you say Jamham to him? I forgot.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay then, so Bram, the classification, the Canadian Grand Prix going to interview Jamham and Salt. Bruno won't be able to do it, but he gets the fastest lap of the race. Fourth is Hamjam, fifth is Kevin, sixth is Mercury, seventh Eke, eighth is DJ Danny, ninth is TRT Danny, 10th photo finish on the line there. Bourbon Boy gets the final point. 11th is JRT Matty, 12th on his debut is TRL Harmon. 13th is LRS Norris. LCR Norris. LSR Norris.
LSR.
Yeah, sorry guys, we get confused. 14th is Formula A cars. 15th is Cressy Football, well done for finishing. And your non-finishers were Fatini Everend, Alva Dan, Smurfin, AMS Ads, and Farabird 7103. That is your results for the Canadian Grand Prix, and another great race for Jamham. as he wins the race.
Eke also picking up his first points of the season. Good result for him.
Yes. Okay then. So, Champagne, if you'd like to include your audio, I'm going to give you a quick interview, and then we will call it today for Canada. Salt, welcome to the stream. E3 today, obviously you had a very good strategy on hards where you was able to go till the rain came. Was the hards just strategy you wanted to go with, or was it, did the weather sort of put you in that direction to go on that strategy?
Well, obviously I chose the hards knowing that it was going to rain near the end. That's why I went for the 0 stop before the rain. And, well, yeah, it just kind of worked out. I had no grip for 10 laps. I was literally slipping around. Whoever was behind me, I think it might have been Norris or someone like that. I mean, they must have been enjoying the twerking show because the entire lap was just my ass all over the track. So, yeah, it was interesting to say the least. Unfortunately, I managed to stay within some DRS, and eventually, because my tyres outlasted everyone, so I started making some moves and started catching up to Bruno in front. Then obviously the pit stop shuffle came, and I was in front at the end of it because Bruno had stopped onto softs before that. I think he was hoping to go to the end, but his tyres just wore out too fast. That's why I predicted with the mediums. That's why I went to the hards in the first place. And yeah, just kind of had the lead, but got some unfortunate penalties.
Okay. Riding on third place, so Jamham.
Thank you.
Another victory. Very good race. He kept it clean compared to the other drivers around you. Yeah, how are you feeling about the race? Just take us through how you're feeling about another victory. Back-to-back victories now, I believe, back you in Canada.
Yeah, I'm really happy about this one. Qualifying, I think I cleared my pole, but then I think others missed at the laps as well, so I was happy with second. And then, yeah, race was good. I felt like my pace was good, and I looked after my tyres enough to closing on salt when I got past my brother. And then, yeah, laps in the wet with Bruno Will right behind me was there.
Oh, was your brother? I never knew that.
It was a bit of a struggle for the last 10, but yeah, thankfully with the penalties for Salt and Bruno, I was able to get the win.
Okay. Thank you, Jam, how much on your victory. Ram, thank you for joining me in the commentary box this evening for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's been good having you here once again. That concludes then, everyone, the